Hey, what's up, YouTube? I'm Augustus,
And I'm Tamiko.
and we are Augie
Augie
and
and
Miko.
Miko.
Hey, be sure to follow us on social media. That's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. All that information is listed in the description box below. And always be sure to hit the like button.
Comment.
And of course, subscribe.
Subscribe.
Hey, the video we are bringing to you today, by the way, we want to say thank you to everyone who left comments and subscribe to our videos. We greatly appreciate it. We appreciate the love. We love you a lot. And this is our second video. And yesterday we realized we took a nice, wonderfully long drive.
Yeah, we did. It was about an hour.
Oh, yeah, probably about an hour. After an already wonderfully exciting day, we had such a great time. Going to all different places. But after that, we decided to take an hour-long drive. And during the drive, we both realized just how happy we were during that drive.
Yeah. And realizing during the drive, it allows you to, de-stress and, think about pleasant thoughts, and that's very important, especially for those who deal with a lot of issues concerning stress, constant stress.
A lot of stress, anxiety, and depression, which is going to be the topic of this video.
Yeah.
And that's great lead-in for that. And we, as we were making that drive yesterday, we really realized, actually we really remembered how important it is for us to take time out to really enjoy life, because due to the everyday pressures of life, which I'm sure everybody out there feels, from going to work and making sure dinner is made, and if you have children, making sure that they're picked up. And now for a lot of people, school is back in session, so making sure that they're picked up from school, making sure that they're getting to any extracurricular activities on time, and then, like I said, just making dinner and trying to make sure you got laundry done and all that.
And even baby, excuse me, even if you're dealing with issues such as, how are we going to get our bills paid, and just day-to-day life issues, things that we as individuals, come across or come against. It's important to take some time out for yourself, whether that be me personally. I love to read. Reading, it calms me, it de-stresses me. I love nature. We both, me and my husband to be,
Yes.
we love nature. So we go out and we take walks, and doesn't always have to be in the park. We'll walk around our neighborhood and just really take in, the fresh air, the breeze that allows us to, just de-stress. And what else do we like to do?
Oh goodness, let's see. Like you said, we love nature, listening to music. We really love listening to very positive, uplifting things,
That's right.
whether that's positive, uplifting music, or if that is, excuse me, any kind of positive, uplifting information and messages from people.
With all the music that's out there today, it's to me very disappointing that how I see how it's affecting our society, and especially our kids that we're trying to raise to be good, upstanding citizens. And when you have music such as hardcore rap and things that it's just taking their minds places.
Death metal.
Yes, it's very it's disappointing.
Yeah, like you said, hardcore rap, death metal, even today's pop music is I don't even know what to say for it. I'm at a loss for words as far as what it is. So, and this is just our personal opinions. This is just what we find.
Yeah.
But it's really hard for us in today's society to find really positive, uplifting things as far as mainstream music goes.
Exactly.
You know, for us, we like to listen to a lot of old school music and things like that. But you know, we have been seeing a huge wave of so much more positivity as far as you know, information and in the spiritual realm, more the spiritual realm of people doing a lot of positive, uplifting things with that, and there is still, yes, and there, you know, there still is good positive music out there that's coming out now. You just got to search a little bit harder for it.
That's
you know,
right.
so
I agree.
Yeah, but you know, the main point that we're trying to make with this is that we get so caught up in life and its day-to-day things and what many people call the matrix, that it really is very easy to forget exactly what it is that's important, that is important in life. And specifically, you know, what's important to you as an individual, figuring out what's important to you.
That's right.
And what makes you happy. Because I'll tell you what, and my wonderful fiance here can say the same thing, and that is there's a reason they call it the grind, because it wears on you. It really does. And you can get so caught up in what you need to do, what you have to do, what you feel like you're supposed to do, that you forget about what it is that fulfills you here.
Exactly. Self. That's what it's about. It's about, you know, putting things down that, you know, seems to just take over you as the person that you are, and you're growing and learning to be. I know for myself, I've gotten to a point, you know, in past where I've just allowed myself to become so hugely overwhelmed with just life, things in general, you know, such as, you know, my job. You know, I like my job, but even with my job, sometimes it can be, you know, it can sometimes be, you know, a little bit much for me. And so I find myself having to, you know, say a little prayer or whatever it is that I need to do to get myself to a point where, you know, I'm no longer in that box, you know, that whatever the issues that I've been dealing with has placed me in. So for you, babe, what do you do as far as when you are in a position where you feel like stress or anxieties, you know, have gotten you to a point where you say to yourself, okay, this is what I need to do for me. You know, what do, you know?
Well, for me, probably the most important thing is I need to just take a step back from it, from whatever's going on, and go do something different, go do something fun that I know that makes me happy.
Right.
And I may not get back to that place of happiness immediately, just like that, but I will have some relief from that. And
but like I said, when you're like me, you know, sometimes my stresses can be on the job. So doing something fun, I don't always have that, you know, leisure, or, you know, when my boss tells me this is what needs to be done, how do you take yourself out of that? The only thing I personally can think of is prayer, or, you know, just taking deep breaths and exhaling, you know, allowing yourself to mentally go somewhere that is going to allow you or me to de-stress and be calm. And, you know, I tell myself I can do this, you know. That's how I'm able to get through the day.
And that's the key, honey, is that first and foremost, you want to take yourself out of it mentally.
Exactly.
And then if you can, do it physically. But if you're not able to physically, then you're at least able to do it mentally. And you can go, you know, you can take yourself to a much happier place in your mind, where you can focus and you can, you know, really zone back in on who it is that you are.
Right. Find that happy place.
Find that happy place, whether it's, you know, if you want to imagine yourself out on a beach somewhere, if you're floating out. Yeah, the beach is nice, exactly. Whether you want to imagine yourself floating out in outer space, or, you know, for those of you with children, you might want to think about your kids or your significant other. Whatever it is that you can do to help yourself get back recentered,
exactly,
by all means do it.
Right. Find that balance.
Yes, because you know, in the grind, you know, like I said, we're taking care of so much, but and you know, one of those things is, you know, working to pay the bills. And in my own opinion, I see so much, especially you know, here in America, we really live to work as opposed to work to
Oh my
live.
goodness.
And the thing is, it is not all about money. We understand very well, you know, there are bills to be paid, and you know, money is a tool just like anything else. But there are certain things that you can't put a price on, and your happiness and your well-being is
I agree.
absolutely one of them.
I agree. Like when I come home to my family, I'm very, very happy to be. It's not just about home for me. It's about the people that are here with me, whom they allow me to. They bring out the best in me. You know, they show me, you know, that this is why I am where I am today, because I love being around my family. I have a son, and you know, he's the joy of my life, and you know, he knows how to put a smile on my face every time I'm in his presence, and you know, he gives me what I need to, you know, as a mom, he gives me what I need to, you know, help me find that space, that happy space, you know, within myself. So
Yeah, and he's my soon-to-be stepson. I call him my stepson now, but he's absolutely wonderful, wonderful young
he really
man.
is.
He really, really is. He's unique and so incredible, and I love him with all my heart and soul.
Yeah.
And you know, I will admit, you know, as far as the parenting thing, this is still a new thing to me.
Yes.
But you know, I think I'm catching on pretty good in
You're
a short
doing an
amount of time.
awesome job.
Aw.
You're doing an awesome job.
Thank you, babe.
Yeah.
So that's just an example of some of the things that, you know, we do to help ourselves, and probably as this video goes along, we'll talk about more. But I really want to get into some things about anxiety and depression specifically.
And we can cover some of that right now if you choose to.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and do that.
Okay.
So, let's talk a little bit about anxiety and depression. For those of you out there who have experienced this, no explanation is really needed, because you know firsthand what it is like to go through that. And so a lot of the points that we end up making in this video today, you will probably nod your head in agreement like, oh my God, yes. For those of you out there who have never been through depression and anxiety, first of all, I want to say, it is not just something that you can just snap out of. It's not something that you can just say, oh well, you know, I'll just shake this off, like, you know, like
that.
yeah, like you know, you just got some dust on your body and just gonna do that. It's not like that. Depression and anxiety can be absolutely very, very overwhelming. It can really take you to some very, very dark places.
It really can. And I'm going to be honest with all of my viewers. I have dealt and still dealing from time to time with anxiety and depression.
Same here.
It's been a road for me, and I'm very thankful to have people in my life who are very supportive and, you know, help me along this road, this journey that I'm traveling. My son, you know, he gives me the strength to move forward, and for years has been my inspiration, my motivation to be what I need to be for him. So when dealing with anxiety and depression, I've found myself, I've gone to counseling, I've done things that I feel are going to help me, you know, as a woman, be what I need to be for my son. And once again, I admit I've been to counseling, which is always good to talk to someone, and sometimes you need that individual that is willing to give you a listening ear and can kind of help you figure some things out, things that you didn't know existed within yourself. I found myself in some sessions where I was totally taken aback. Wow, this is really what I'm dealing with. And I will say that depression and anxiety, it can happen to anyone. It's not something you just, that just selects you or just picks you up out of a crowd. It's something that, it can just happen. It can happen for many reasons. It can be that, you've lost a loved one, and you find yourself, going down that deep, dark road. It could be financial, going through financial crises and just not knowing what to do and how you're going to pick yourself back up, It could be a number of things. Loneliness, dealing with loneliness. I've dealt with that. That's been a struggle for me. But I'm very thankful for the people that I have in my life I look at that. That's what helps me to move forward, because I look at what I do have. I don't focus on the negatives. I look at what's present in my life right now. And that becomes my primary focus. For you,
Yeah. Well, first of all, I did want to make a point, and I've got a feeling you'll agree with me on this. When you're talking about talking to somebody,
mm-hmm.
I found that going to counseling and therapy, it helps to talk to someone, a third party who doesn't know you, because they can look at things more objectively. They're not so close to the situation.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the great things about seeing a counselor and seeing a therapist, is that they, you can talk to them,
mm-hmm.
and you can and they can look at it from a more objective third person point of view.
Exactly.
If that's obviously, if that's some a counselor or therapist that you don't already know,
exactly.
something like that. So that would be good. I would highly suggest that.
Mm-hmm.
More on that, for those of you who've never experienced it, it can really feel like just something just really, it grabs hold of you. I'm trying to think of the best physical description. It's like it grabs hold of your body.
It's an overwhelming feeling.
Yeah, it's like
it's like a cloud that hovers over you.
Yeah,
and you don't know how to get out of it.
Yeah, or like a black tar that just surrounds
mm-hmm.
you. And the thing is, for that I've experienced with people who've never been through it. And by the way, it's I don't fault them, because you don't know what you don't know. Mm-hmm. But what I'm trying to do here is for those people who've never been through it, I'm trying to give you a better understanding. Actually, we are trying to give you a better understanding of what happens when those feelings overcome you. I've heard people say, well, you just need to have more willpower. And I can say from my own experience, for myself and the people I've met, there's probably not a bigger group of people, there's probably not a group of people who have more willpower mm-hmm. than those who have gone through anxiety and depression. Because in its worst forms, folks, to simply get out of bed is a monumental feat that you pretty much deserve an Olympic medal for on some days. You really, really do. I mean, it grips you. It can grip you that hard. Mm-hmm. It really, really can. And sometimes it's you can't look at even the next day. Mm-hmm. A day at a time is really the biggest chunk that you can take in those moments. And actually, to tell you the truth, in life, one day at a time, as has been said for ages and ages, is really the best way to take it.
And if you're like me, I'm that woman who wears her feelings on her sleeves. I mean, it's something that I've been trying to work on, but it's just an issue I've dealt with all of my life. And people know when I am, I'm in a dark place. they tell me, you're not that happy Miko that we see daily. So it's definitely something that I struggle with when it comes to dealing with stresses and anxieties, depression, just wanting to come out of that space and be what I need to be, not only for myself, but I do like to present myself as a happy person. That not only makes me feel good, but it also, I like to be able to give or exude joy is what I like to do. And people feel that energy. And when they feel that energy, they embrace it, and it makes them, whatever they're going through, a lot of times it helps. When I'm happy and I'm around people who are dealing, it allows them to, take it in and say, oh, it's going to be a better day. It's going to be a better day. So when it comes to depression and anxiety, didn't mean to cut you off, Dave, but it can definitely be overwhelming. And I've dealt with it. For me, I've dealt with it practically all of my life, almost since childhood. And I will say there are a lot of people who didn't know that I was dealing with this on the inside. It was something that I tried to, cover and deal with it, on my own. And it wasn't always, a successful thing in doing so. So, like I said, when you are dealing with depression, if you can, please, try to find people that are positive and supportive and willing to give you a listening ear.
All those things, and anybody who's not going to judge you is absolutely wonderful, because the last thing a person who has depression or anxiety needs is judgment and harsh criticism, because they're already in a place that they're already in a bad place, and they really do not need any more. They don't need any more drama and negativity foisted upon them, because they're dealing with enough as it is.
Right, they're already in a low place,
Yeah.
and they need someone and something to get them back up where they need to feel loved, and which is more than likely, one of the big struggles that people with depression deal with. They're trying to find that love within themselves, and they just don't know how to give it back to themselves.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And so, for those of you out there who have friends who are dealing with depression, and I speak especially to those who've never dealt with it. If you have friends who have depression and anxiety, please, by all means, the best thing you can do for them is be a listening ear to them, be very loving and very supportive to them.
Very patient.
Yeah, and never ever try to force them to talk about the issue if they don't want to. I would suggest saying, hey, if you want to talk about it, we can. If you want to talk or do something else, we can do that as well, because they'll deal with it in their own time. Just help them out. Believe me, they will greatly appreciate that. I'm trying to think of what else. We were talking more about what I do to deal with that. For me, prayer and meditation is something that I like to do. Listening to music, listening to good fun music.
Yeah, both of ours.
Yeah, absolutely. Going out in nature. Even going out to a good restaurant to eat.
Long drives.
Yeah, long drives.
Like we did yesterday.
Yeah, that
very calm.
Oh my God, that was fantastic. We got away from home, and we were just like, let's go drive.
That's right.
You don't always have to. You don't always have to have a certain destination, like, oh, I'm going to such and such place, or I'm going to such and such place, or I need to get in my car and drive because I have to go here to take care of this piece of business. It's not like that.
That's right.
That's one of the fondest memories I have of my late father, is that he would just say, hey, want to get in the car and drive? Sure.
That's
and
right.
we would just do it. I can remember many moonlit nights being in the back seat of the car and just and looking out, looking at the stars, and feeling the little bit of chill on the window. From like, usually I remember like fall and winter for sure for that. But you know, those are very fond memories for me. Just like I said, just taking a long drive, or you know, I've even had times, we're talking really simple stuff because I'm such a different guy, but sometimes I might even just like lay on the floor of my apartment or house or whatever, and just sit there and look up at the ceiling, you know,
and just think of fond thoughts.
Yeah,
you know,
fond memories, fond thoughts. It's like, you know, really just about anything you can do, and also understand, you know, for those of you who deal with depression and anxiety, I know this was a struggle for me. I don't know about any of you out there, but there was a time, especially back in my 20s, where I thought that it needed to happen quickly, and I usually anticipated it happening quickly, but it didn't always go like that. And so understand any amount of relief that you can get from, you know, doing something, you know, like I said, doing something positive, constructive, you know, whatever. Any relief that you can get from that is good.
And see, for me, I also like to shop now. I don't always have, you know, the means to do so, but when I have a little, you know, change in my pocket to get out, and I don't care if it's buying myself an ice cream cone. It's something that, you know, just tickles my fancy, makes me feel good, and yeah, getting out, and just, if you don't even have money, just try to get out of the house, you know, just get out. And you know, because sometimes for me, I realize being at my home, it can be it gets me to a point where I just feel like I don't want to say suffocated, but I just feel so closed in that I just need to get out.
Little claustrophobic.
Yeah, and I just need to get out and smell the fresh air and feel the breeze against my skin, you know. So. Yeah,
and you know, those activities that you do as well, I'm guessing probably for the majority of people who have depression and anxiety, one of the symptoms that happens is that thought train is constantly running, and you can't shut the mind off. So,
oh my God.
Oh yeah, I can't tell you the times that my brain has run 1,000 miles an hour.
Laying in bed at night, and those wheels are constantly turning, and you can't shut it off, and it's like, especially if I have to go to work the next day, I'm like, how am I gonna, you know, be able to function or be productive the next day if I can't turn these thoughts off? So, yeah, and reading before you go to bed at night, awesome. I think that, you know, reading definitely, and drink a cup of warm milk. That also helps. You know, get your book, warm cup of milk, and try to read a chapter. You know, I believe within 5 minutes to 10 minutes you'll probably be sleeping like a baby.
Yeah, and speaking of food and drink, a good diet definitely helps. If you can eliminate or greatly reduce any kind of highly refined sugars, artificial sweeteners, anything overly processed, foods with ingredients that you just can't pronounce.
That's right.
That helps out a lot, and I will tell you, anybody who knows me,
Baby is good at this stuff. He's good at this stuff. He keeps me on my toes.
See, this is why I love my woman. I can tell you also this. I'm a huge advocate of this. And that I will give you 4 simple words that will help you out. Drink lots of water. Water. Good, clean, distilled, filtered water.
That's right.
Oh my God, that will help you out so incredibly much.
We do not drink faucet water.
No tap water, no chlorine, fluoride, or whatever else is in that. Get you some good distilled, clean, filtered water. I tell you what, that will help you out tremendously with that, because a good diet also aids in relieving depression as well, because you know, you've got the physical side of it as well as the emotional and mental side of it
That's
as well.
right.
But a good diet can greatly affect that.
That's right, babe.
Yeah. So, but more.
Greens.
Yes,
Greens.
yes, good
Live
greens.
greens.
Good green, fresh greens, whether
Kale,
it's
spinach. My goodness.
romaine lettuce.
Oh my goodness.
Um,
Collard greens.
yeah,
You know.
collard greens, turnip greens,
Mustard.
yeah.
Green.
You can get like some spirulina and wheatgrass. Lots of good stuff there that will help you out.
Yeah, I've started a thing of making green shakes for me and my family. So that's something that I believe is gonna help us when we are like so busy throughout the day and we're not focused on those greens. That shake alone will, we'll have that breakfast shake alone will help us, feel like we've gotten enough of what we need for the day. So that's one of the things that I like to do.
Absolutely. So, yeah, lots of really good stuff health-wise that you can do to help yourself alleviate yourself from the depression and anxiety on the physical side. And God, that could be a 4-hour video in and of itself. Yeah.
Exercise. If
Yeah.
you get a 30-minute walk in, just a walk in, we
Yep.
do that. We like to do that from time to time. It's something that I've definitely picked up on doing it, focusing on doing it daily for myself. I have AS right now. I'm dealing with AS.
What is that for people who don't know?
Ankylosing spondylitis. That's something that I was diagnosed with last year, and actually I've had symptoms of it prior to last year, a couple of years before that. Didn't know what I was going through. Thought it was normal. As I'm getting older, I'm thinking that this is something that we as older people we deal with. But what it is a disease that it's an autoimmune deficient disease, and it's something that causes stiffening of your joints. So when I wake up in the morning, I'm very stiff, and my fiance, he really works with me. He helps massage me out. He gives me back massages and whatever it is that I need to get myself going for the day. And I can be sitting 10-15 minutes and I'm stiff. I get up and I feel very stiff. So he's been very supportive, in my life in that way as well. So I'm very thankful for him. But yeah, that's what AS is, ankylosing spondylitis. And I know that I've done some reading, and there are quite a few people who deal with it. It's a form of arthritic disease. So it's something that I will have for the rest of my life. But with, getting out there and reading, seeking more information, talking to people, and healthy diet and exercise, and having the support of my family here, it's something that I've definitely been able to get through. So
absolutely, and I definitely concur with that. A great support network goes a long way for helping with depression and anxiety, and just having a more vibrant life in general.
Yeah.
And both of us have had our own struggles with anxiety and depression. I can say for myself, and I could safely say for both of us, that over, I'd say, the past 5 months or so, I think it's been about 5 months. About 5 months or so. I mean, it's greatly decreased, and over time, over the years, it really has in many ways. I've had some spikes here and there, but overall, it has decreased, and
that's due to what?
So many things. I would say first and foremost, love. Since you and I got back together and
been knowing this man for 30 years, guys.
30 years, 31.
31.
I think it has been.
Yeah.
But we go way back, and we have a rich history together, and
Yes, we do.
that really is a great help. So I've got You know, I've got the love of my family, my beautiful fiance, my wonderful stepson. I have so many friends out there that I'm thankful for. Oh, that is another thing that really, really can help with anxiety and depression, folks. Really, really count your blessings. And, you know, they talk about an attitude of gratitude, and it's true, but I want to say it in a different way. You know, just appreciating things. Like just going through, especially if you have anxiety and depression, but for those of you who don't or have, you know, who have had it but have come out of it, or for those who have never experienced it, that's a great thing to do. You just get up in the morning and you think about all the wonderful things in your life, and you say, "Hey, I'm thankful I woke up this morning." Because there's a lot.
Write a list if you have to.
Write a list if you want to, or you can just say it out loud verbally. Whatever works for you. You can get up and say, "Hey, I woke up this morning." That's more than a lot of people can say.
That's right.
Yeah. I'd much rather be here than pushing up worms, but I would. But you know, you could say, "Hey, first of all, I got up. I'm alive today." You know, it's a beautiful day outside. I'm thankful I have a home.
That's right.
Or
I'm able to eat.
Yeah. I'm able to eat.
There are a lot of people who, unfortunate as it is, there are people that we've come across who are dealing with homelessness, and we've had to, you know, assist in any way that we possibly could, whether it be food, money, whatever we were able to give.
Or just an encouraging word if we weren't able to do that.
An encouraging word if we weren't able to do that. You're right. You're right. So, yeah, it can be overwhelming.
Yeah, so count your blessings, folks, because if you really do that, you will find that you have a lot more to be thankful for than you may have realized.
That's
and
right.
You know, that getting on that vibration of appreciation and love, it will definitely help raise you out of anxiety and depression if you're there. And if you're not there, then it just takes you even higher.
Yes.
So,
and that's what we're about.
Yep.
Raising our vibrations.
Raising our vibrations.
Yes.
We reach higher. That's just what we do. That's what we do. So we like to stay in as much love and joy and understanding as we possibly can. We just so many things that we do in relation to that. You know, more specific things. Things that we read and research, which we'll get into in other videos. That's some very deep conversation for sure for another day, but that's some really intriguing stuff. But yeah, I think
that about covers it.
I think that just about covers it. So so we thank you very much for watching this video. We really appreciate it.
Being a listening ear.
Yeah, we thank you for being a listening ear to us, and
yes.
We thank you for all your love and support on that. Like we said, go ahead and leave a comment and hit the like button.
And subscribe.
And definitely be sure and subscribe. We will be coming out with another YouTube video here fairly soon. Maybe before the end of the week, maybe.
Yeah.
If not, maybe early Sunday next week, but there may be more than one. So we're you know, as we're getting this started, we're going to figure out what our wheelhouse is, get into our groove, and you know, we're going to cut those videos. You know, it might be once a week or twice a week. We'll let you know, but you know, we just got to get in
videos.
Absolutely, yeah. We'll let you know when the next one is out. So so we just want to say that that we love you very much, and I was trying to think, did we want to say anything about the one of me singing the video?
Oh, please do.
Yeah, we will probably, we'll go ahead and upload that tonight. Yeah, okay. So actually the next video that's going to be coming out, which will be uploaded just after this one is a video of me being silly. Singing an old TV theme song. So so look for that, and I hope you enjoy it. It's probably
awesome voice, guys.
I do my best.
Awesome voice.
Yeah, that doing voiceovers is something I definitely like to
his
get
thing.
into.
That's his wheelhouse.
That's my wheelhouse. That is my wheelhouse. So, anyway, with that, we are going to sign off. We want to tell everybody we love you and we thank you for your time. We really, really appreciate it. I had a lot of fun doing this video.
Oh, amazing.
Helped to open up. So, I think we need to end this video with a kiss.
Yes.
Yeah, we need to end this video with a
Well,
kiss.
bring it in.
Give me some tuggers, baby.
Love you.
I love you too.
Mwah.
And we love you.
Yes, we do.
We do. So we're going to sign off. We're going to bid you adieu, sayonara, vaya con Dios, all those auf Wiedersehen.
Adios.
Yes, au revoir.
Mi amigos.
Yes.
Well.
So we love you and have a wonderful night and make it a great day.
Make it a great one.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.